I will explain the basics of coding custom constraints and components in Sudoku Maker. Of course, the prerequisite is some basic JavaScript knowledge. You cannot really do anything without it. And regarding the advanced JavaScript stuff that Sudoku Maker requires to know, I will explain it. I will go over it, and I will explain like the basic terminology there, and then I will do several examples of custom constraints, from the simple ones to more complicated ones. So, of course, the way to add a custom constraint is to choose it from the constraints menu, and it could be always configured with the options make. And what we see here is first of all the constraint name that could be changed immediately. Let's do ratio line. We see the text box for code and many components. So let's start from explaining the difference between constraints and components in Sudoku Maker. Basically, the component in Sudoku Maker is like a very small piece of logic that you can apply to several cells in the puzzle. So it's like a building blocks of how you can make some more complicated logic in the puzzle. And constraint is something like more in Sudoku terminology that like unifies all of that. So constraint could consist of several components, and it's always good to split it in the smallest like building blocks. So for instance, if you're coding a killer cage, so killer cage would be the constraint, and components are smaller piece of logic. For instance, all selected cells have different digits. That's one component. All selected cells sum to, let's say, 17. That's another component. So we use like we do separate pieces of logic for each component. And when you build in a custom constraint, you can use many existing components. So you see here standard components, and it describes all the list of like available types of logics that Sudoku Maker already supports. Basically, with all these guys, you can easily implement any standard constraint without coding a custom component. So, for instance, if you need a Renban line, you can use the consecutive digits component, maybe together with a different digits component, like each one of them doing like one small task, and we're composing like these pieces of logic together.